Hello, everyone. Just wanted to come in here and talk about Jujutsu Kaisen episode 4 a little bit since it's such a popular episode and very important episode to this series as a whole. I wanted to make a special video on it and also to kind of cover a little bit of drama that has been going on around it. More specifically, on like TikTok and Twitter than anything else really. But I wanted to cover it because it's interesting to me, and it seems like there's some misinformation going around. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm gonna start off by saying if you haven't seen Jujutsu Kaisen episode 4 yet, click off this video, go watch it, then come back to this. One, you're not gonna really understand what I'm talking about, and two, this is gonna be spoilers. There's no way to talk about what's going on without kind of spoiling it. So, yeah, I'll get into it here. So, the main thing I'll start off is there's been a huge discussion online about the differences in opinions on this episode between the American audience, or global audience, I should say, not specifically American, global audience, and Japan. There was a image that went around recently that it was like global audience 9.8 out of 10, Japanese audience 5.7 out of 10, and that sparked a huge debate um, about the latest episode. There was also a post from Anime Tweets, and it was just a quote from an assumably Japanese audience member stating episode 4 gets a 9.8 out of 10 from rating overseas. In the end, they only care about fights, amazing animation, insane aura. That's all they say. And those are the big two things that I found that really sparked this discussion. So I wanted to go over those a little bit, what I thought of them, and clear up what I believe is some misinformation. So let's get into it. So starting with that first item, the difference in rating scores. From what I've read online and looking around, which I didn't have to look much. If you look it up, it's basically the first thing that comes up. It seems like this is um, a fake post, a fake tweet. This guy on Reddit, Jujutsu Folk, r/Jujutsu Folk, uh, he made a post and he's claiming that it's a complete fabrication, which from what he says in his post, it does look to me like it is a fabrication, just misinformation. It looks like it originated from a Spanish speaking fan of the show, as the original post is in Spanish, and then obviously that got ripped. I don't know who originally posted the English version of this image, but it did get ripped. And you can even see under the original Spanish post, a Japanese fan comments. There are no review sites in Japan that rate each episode on a scale of 10. This is an IMDb image edited to look like it's from a non existent Japanese review site. It's a fabrication and malicious clickbait. So to me, this does seem like just like 100% fabricated misinformation, which is really tragic to see, to be honest, because it has really brought out a lot of toxicity within the Jujutsu Kaisen fan base, between global audience and Japanese audience, where you see a lot of nasty things online about Americans criticizing Japanese and Japanese culture and saying that the Japanese didn't like the episode because it was girl power. Like, global audience members are saying the Japanese didn't like it because a woman, just basically saying that Japanese are misogynist, which is just blatant racism, if you ask me, and completely unfounded. Like, obviously, there is cultural differences, and there is some points of discussion that I'm not educated enough to talk about, and there are some valid criticisms in there. But to say that blatantly, just be racist towards Japanese over a completely false um, image is crazy to me. It's crazy. So I really think we owe the Japanese audience a huge apology. Um, as a global audience, and because I mean, obviously, it's just completely unfounded. This other quote about the episode, who it doesn't even say who it comes from. It just says massive backlash from Japanese viewers. Which this anime tweets guy, he's verified. Not that that means anything on Twitter, but you would hope it means something. But there's no like source for where this quote comes from. But I do think there's some validity to their statement. I think a lot of American audience and global audience do prioritize animation and fights and aura a lot in recent times, but I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But yeah, I kind of wanted just before I talked about the episode a little bit here, just clear up that this image for sure I believe is completely fake and just blatant false misinformation and trying to stir up drama between global audience and Japanese audience, which is really stupid stuff if you ask me, really sad and loser shit if you ask me. But this tweet, I'm not really sure, but this is a lot less divisive in my opinion. I I I think there's some validity to this statement, though I'm not sure how like validity in what they're saying, not validity in if this is a real like statement from a real Japanese audience member or not. I don't have any way to prove if this is or isn't. I don't see anything about it, but put that aside because I think it's really just sad that people are so easily fooled on the internet by one fake post blowing up and just everyone turns on each other, especially for the Japanese fans who seem to really like the episode. Um, like they're just being pushed into this pile of like blame for not liking it because it's a strong female lead, which I think is just not a great take. I know the Japanese fans really like Naoya. There's like this poll that was actually legit where they ranked like Japanese fans ranked their favorite characters, and I believe Naoya was like top five. I think he was like fifth, but like so he is a liked character, which I do like Naoya as a villain. He is a villain though. Like he's there's obviously some things to dislike about him, but I do think he is a good villain. He is a good antagonist. I think he's a well-written antagonist, so I can understand liking him, uh, to some degree. But I'm getting a little off topic now with this, but that's okay. We'll start talking about the episode a little bit. Um, just a beautiful episode in my opinion. I do agree with some of the critiques that the pacing was a little fast, but I think what they were going for, they really hit the nail on the head. Where it's just this beautiful episode of Maki just getting revenge for all the mistreatment her and her sister have endured, which ultimately culminated in her sister Mai's death, which is what allowed Maki to unlock her true potential of heavenly restriction. Um, the cursed technique and cursed energy bound to her by her twin being removed uh, really just allows her to access her full potential. And it's really cool episode. One of my favorite parts of the episode is the draws between Kill Bill when the bride travels to Tokyo, Japan, and is like murking all the evil ninjas and stuff there. And it's if you watch that fight and then watch the Maki fight, there's obviously a lot of inspiration there. And I think that's really awesome since the Kill Bill scene is a reference to Japan, obviously in Japan culture and like drawing a lot of inspiration from them. And now it's going back from Japan drawing inspiration from an American media that drew inspiration from Japanese media, you know. It's just really cool to me. Um, and the Naoya versus Maki fight, very well done. It's awesome. Naoya's abilities are so cool, and Maki just being a tank and just is so cool. It's just so cool. I just really like this episode a lot, honestly. I do understand the pacing is a little fast, and like that's really the only criticism I can accept, to be honest. I just think it's a really solid episode. And as far as an adaptation goes, a dang near perfect adaptation. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful episode, beautiful work, Mappa. I honestly do think Japanese audiences uh, appreciate this just as much as American audience from actually looking online from what like both sides, just everyone everywhere, what they're saying about the episode. I haven't really seen any negative input on it aside from like this misinformation and that one tweet. That's really all I could find. Obviously, I'm not expert on this. I'm new to this type of stuff, but uh from my little bit of digging I did, it was mostly positive reviews and positive things on the episode, which I think is deserving. I love Maki's character. Obviously, I like Toji's character, and Maki is just like a girl version of Toji, in the sense of they have the same abilities. In terms of characters, they are very different, and in good ways. I think they're both really well written characters, and I really love Maki, like as a character. She's so cool to see, and I'm so excited to see more of her in the next coming episodes, and just really excited with what they're doing with this show. It's just really good. I do hope that the pacing doesn't like, I wouldn't say it's even that rushed. Like, I reread the manga portion of this Maki fight just to get a picture of it and see how fast the pacing actually was. And it wasn't that bad. Obviously, they're losing some of the dialogue and some of the added narrative and text, which is going to happen because they can't just have, constant text narrating, and like they're trying to set an atmosphere and a tone here. They can't just have constant text, whereas in a manga you can, because there's no music, there's no like movement, it's just still images. So you have to add some extra text to kind of give you that needed context to make that image in your head. So as far as an adaptation goes, I think it was extremely well done. And I just think it was an amazing episode. If you haven't seen it, I mean, like I said at the start, I really hope you would have gone and watched it before watching this. It's beautiful, and I'm really excited to see the next coming episodes. But yeah, I've kind of droned on for too long already now. But yeah, just be careful with what you see online. Don't just take everything as it is. There's misinformation everywhere. Do your research before you say something stupid online, something insensitive. Just do your research a little. And episode, just Jujutsu Kaisen's just on a freaking rampage, uh, taking over everywhere all the time. It's just amazing, an amazing show. But yeah, that's really about it. Have a good rest of your day, everyone. Like and subscribe, comment what you think. If there's some stuff that I missed on this that you would add, if I was wrong about stuff or anything, I'm open to input, honestly. Uh, but yeah, like and subscribe, everyone. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.
I remain versatile.